Neil, I've seen a lot of criticism of Larry Kudlow. They're like, oh, he's just a TV economist. He's made a bunch of bad calls. He's not qualified. He just looks like an economist, and that's what Trump's like. You've defended him in emails to clients. Why do you think he's a fine pick?
Well, I think first, it's not as important as people make it out to be. I mean, the National Economic Council was something that was created in the early 1990s. I don't think most people can name the last 3 or 4 directors of the NEC. But the other thing, of course, is that it's a process job. It's a project management role. It's not as if Larry Kudlow is going to go to President Trump, every other day defending a PhD dissertation. It's not like Trump is his thesis advisor. So, I think if you're going to criticize Trump, I think the weakest argument is to say that he doesn't have a PhD. I also think the fact that everyone's made bad calls. I mean, I think it's hysterical that the people that are criticizing Larry Kudlow for his bad call in 2007 were also calling for 15 to 20% corrections in the equity market and global recessions should Donald Trump make it to the White House. So, I mean, let he who is without sin, throw the first stone. I think he's got a remarkable personal story in terms of, overcoming substance abuse. But, look, I mean, the guy was a partner at Bear Stearns in his 30s. Frankly, I mean, this is a personal thing. I mean, I would probably trade the career that Larry Kudlow has had for the career most of his critics will have.
So you think it's unfair that people say, oh, he's just a TV economist, Trump probably just knows him for TV, and that given his pre-CNBC career, particularly at Bear Stearns, that he has more chops than people.
Yes. I mean, I think he can effectively articulate the message of the administration to the public. There's on matters of the economy. In terms of, is he the best economist in the world? No. Is he a PhD? No. But as I say, the NEC role is different. It's project management. I mean, there have been attorneys that have been at the, people with sort of, JD degrees that have done that job. Look, and I also think, Wall Street economists, it's a different sort of thing. It's not academic economics, but I think it counts for something. I mean, you're making calls on interest rates and stocks, and you have to, people won't listen to you if you're wrong all the time. So Kudlow must have been doing something right when he was running the econ department at Bear Stearns.
As you point out, everyone makes mistakes. Some of his prominent mistakes seem to be of an ideological variety, where when a Republican is the president, such as George W. Bush, is like, things are awesome, and under Obama is like the policies are going to create hyperinflation. Does that disturb you at all? That not only did he make mistakes, but they seem to have been motivated by. Well,
I do think. It doesn't. Again, if I were, he wouldn't be my first choice. But I think people need to just get a grip on this. Look, I do think that there is a partisanship that does seep into his analysis, but at the same time, now that he's working in the administration, you want someone that can defend the president's views if you're sitting in that seat.
So bottom line, his experience is stronger than people say, and the job isn't what people think it is. It's not like he's the Fed chair.
Right. I would also point out that the Fed chair right now doesn't have a PhD. He's an attorney. He has a JD degree, I believe, or so. Anyway.
Well, I appreciate the defense, because I see lots of critics.
Well, it's easy to criticize someone, but, it's much harder to get into the seat.